Today's video is going to be advice on how to handle chronic illness and disabilities during the holidays. Hello everybody, my name is Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel. Here on YouTube, I upload very girly girl, lifestyle, chronic illness, and disability awareness content. So today's video was recommended in a comment on one of my most recent videos, and they were asking for advice on how to survive the holiday season, holiday times with chronic illness and disabilities. Of course, I have to deliver. I wanted to bring that to you all today, so that is what today's video is going to be. Advice on how to handle chronic illness and disabilities during the holidays. As a person who myself is chronically ill and disabled, handling the holidays can be a lot. There's lots of high expectations, lots of events and time with family, friends that can be very demanding. As people with limited energy, limited spoons to kind of go around, a lot of times we have to kind of make decisions, make plans according to what we can handle. Let's talk how to handle the holidays with chronic illness. Quick disclaimer, not every piece of advice is going to be suitable for every person, but I'm just trying to give you all lots of ideas or things to think about just to kind of hopefully make your holidays a little bit easier. Set aside time for resting and recuperation. If you are going to be social or doing anything at all, you have to be rested and able to do that social interaction in the first place. So everyone's different with these, or idea could, oh my god. Set aside time for resting and recuperation, because you're no good to anyone if you can't even exist that day anyway. You're not going to be seeing anyone if you're not feeling good. So set aside time specifically for you to rest and recuperate, even if it's little breaks throughout the day. Give yourself that time. Next thing is really big for me in order to survive the holidays. So I haven't really talked about this in any videos, but I do live with misophonia, and that has created years and years of very intolerance and sensitivity to especially eating sounds. So many holidays revolve around food, and as someone with gastroparesis, it's not always easy being the one in the room when you don't have the same ability to eat as everyone else. Sometimes I find that my misophonia is even worse because all I can do is just sit there and listen to everyone else eat. But anyway, the whole point is to make a plan for sensory stressors. Personally, I exist with loop earplugs. This is not sponsored, I wish it was. Basically are reusable earplugs that you can put in, and they have different levels of sound that they will mute. Good sensory helper, especially if you want to still be able to talk with people but also not hear the clanging of the forks or people eating or this and that, because I know that that contributes to me getting overstimulated a lot faster than if I am able to keep my sensory stressors down, or at least a little bit more manageable. So earplugs can really help with that. Noise cancellation, headphones or earplugs, sometimes fidget toys can really help people to kind of keep their mind on something else. Some ideas to help with any kind of sensory stressors, because I know that that helps me have a lot better of a day when I have plans to reduce as much of the sensory stressors as possible. Make a holiday playlist. So this could have all of your favorite music. Music can also be a great idea. It's nice to just kind of jump into a song. Great escape, and it can really change my mood and how I'm feeling and get my mind off of something. Have that holiday playlist ready to go. Having some kind of separate form of transportation so that you are able to leave when you want to, when you need to. You always have some kind of transportation that's kind of separate from everyone else's. You never really know what you're gonna get or what the holidays are going to bring, how many stressors build up. It could depend on how you're feeling, how you slept. There's so many things that can change how you feel and what you're able to tolerate on a day. So having that separate form of transportation allows you to leave and listen to your body when that time comes. A lot of times when people carpool with someone, that person will want to stay, whereas you'll be like, I need to go home and rest because I'm at my max. So it kind of helps to get rid of that stressor, because lots of us know that if you push yourself too hard, you're gonna end up in a flare. Have a safe space that's kind of off limits for guests, whether you're hosting people or you're somewhere else. Take a walk if you need to get away from people at someone else's house or at your house. Make sure you set off limits rooms so that if you need a quiet place to kind of ground yourself or take a break, you have that place and you know you're not going to be bothered. It's always good to have boundaries for when people are over, especially in the home that you're living in. If possible, try to plan a recovery day. Holidays take a lot out of people in general. overall, recovery days are definitely encouraged if it's possible. I know it's not always possible. If you can get that recovery time to kind of process all of the holiday tea and everything. Recovery days needed. You spent a lot of energy going out and socializing, so give yourself the time to recover too. Try to keep as close to your sleep schedule as possible. This can try to help alleviate any potential issues sleeping, falling asleep. If you could try to stay as close to your normal. I know that not everyone has a normal sleep schedule. I don't have a normal sleep schedule right now. I'm just kind of going to sleep when I can, but my doctor said that this can sometimes help. Who knows? But if you can sleep when you try to normally sleep, then that can try and help keep your quality of sleep at a place where you can recover from the holidays. The next thing is to set a hard start time and a hard end time. So this could be for you to come and leave. This could be for your company to come and leave. As someone who is neurodivergent, afternoon is not a specific time. I need like 2 o'clock. Be there. I can put this amount of spoons into getting there. I will be here at this time. I'll stay from this time to this time. This is plan A if this happens. This is plan B, and I will leave by this time. So set a hard start time and time so that we can allot our spoons accordingly. Give yourself a down day, give yourself down time, give yourself time to rest. As much rest as you can get, even if it's 3 or 5 minutes here and there. You give yourself a few smaller rests throughout the day. Sometimes that can help maintain a little bit of extra energy to go towards something else. Try to pace yourself. I know this is so much easier said than done. I get it. It's up, go, go. Talking to family, talking to this person, talking to that person, eating here, doing this, doing that. You know, oftentimes a lot of people are pulling you in a lot of different directions. It's okay to pace yourself. It's okay to take breaks. Do only what you can do and don't push yourself too far to try and please others, which, like I said, way easier said than done. Especially as a people pleaser myself, we're working on it in therapy. It's okay to try to pace yourself. Take a walk, get some fresh air. It can be very refreshing. I know in the cold it's sometimes hard, especially my fellow friends with others. The cold is a very big contributing factor to my joints having increased flaring pain. Taking a walk, getting some fresh air. Oftentimes if I'm stressed out or I just need some quiet, I will go on a walk. Going on a walk, if you know what I mean. Hey, I'm 24 years old in a wreck state, so yes, take a walk. Get some fresh air and alone time. I literally cherish my alone time. The next thing is definitely on the harder end of doing and making decisions with, but it is to try, if you can, to only take on and or commit to things that are most important to you, prioritizing certain things, family traditions, family events, whatever that may be. Like I said, way easier said than done. Sometimes in order for you to be able to enjoy what you are doing, you do have to prioritize what you do or where you go, because everything is going to take a different amount of energy. If possible, try to commit to things that you are pretty sure that you will be able to keep. Obviously, life happens, chronic illness happens, flare happens. Editing Lindsay popping in here, connected to fluids right now in my Santa's favorite Spoonie shirt. Did want to pop in because as someone who has personally spent holidays, birthdays, etc. in the hospital, I just wanted to give you all just some love and support, give you that reminder that you are so much stronger than you think you are. I am sending you all of my love and spoons, and you are such a badass for fighting this battle and spending holidays in hospital, in the ER, in the bed if you're not able to get out of bed, if you're having a flare-up, which I totally get. I'm literally in a flare-up right now and it's like 5 days until Christmas. So you are not alone, and I love you so much. And don't be angry at yourself for listening to your body and doing what it needs. If you're in a hospital bed, my advice for you is to reach out to friends, family, FaceTime them as much as you possibly can. If you can, try to get that interaction with friends and family. And personally, I love doing little decorations, things from home to make you feel more comfortable in your hospital bed. It could be a holiday blanket, that could be a little Christmas tree on your bedside table. As someone who has spent holidays and important events from a hospital bed, I just had to pop in here and advocate and speak up for you all as well, because I've been there. I've been stuck in the hospital for stuff, and I know
know how much that sucks, but I wanted to remind you all that you are also not alone and give you a little quick idea for ways to kind of raise your spirits out from a hospital bed, because I know that that happens a lot and that is a real reality for a lot of us. So I love you all so much.
Taking your meds. This is so hard for me. Thank God my service dog is learning medication reminders. Making sure that you have taken your meds or done whatever it is you need to do. For me, that's doing my Capra, pushing my Zofran, taking my morning meds, doing my feeds, making sure that you set you up for success. Try and ensure that you are least likely to flare as possible. Sometimes it just happens and you have no control over it. Also, please always have emergency meds with you as well. Holidays can often be very high stress. It can be very draining. Having emergency meds with you, this could be anxiety medications, panic attack medications, allergy medications, and EpiPen, especially events that revolve a lot around food, in case you don't know what's in the food. Whatever emergency med may look like for you, ensuring that you have those on hand so that you can at least handle a situation if it does come. It's always the times that I don't bring my emergency meds with me that I need my emergency med. Bring your emergency meds. Now that it gets dark at 4:30, 5 o'clock at night, I have to constantly have sunglasses on me. As I said in my gift guide video, if you haven't watched it yet, click the card above. Having sunglasses can be great for anyone who is light sensitive. Sunglasses are fantastic for that. Having a mask on you if you are someone who still masks. I am someone who still masks, especially at big family events where there's lots of people. As someone who has a very crappy immune system, I will almost always get something if there is something to get. I don't know, just talk about it. Talk about it with your family if you're more comfortable with them wearing one. Have that conversation. If you don't give a crap and you can wear one, that's cool too. Just bringing up things that can make holiday events more accessible. If something does happen and you are unable to attend an event, I recommend Zoom, FaceTime, Snapchat video can still be a good way to say hi to family. Virtual is never the same as being able to see people in person, but also if it's not an option, you can still kind of see people and kind of be there virtually, but in a little bit more of a safer way. This is something that is definitely very hard for me, but it is okay to say no. This kind of goes along with prioritization or listening to your body or doing whatever you need to do for you. Being okay with saying no and knowing that it is okay to say no, especially when it comes to your health and how you're doing and how you're going to be doing for the next several weeks, depending on the decisions that you make now. I think this is my favorite one of the entire video. Online shopping! Definitely online shopping over in-person shopping any day. Used to be an in-person shopping girly, and then pandemic hit and now I am anything at my house girly. It could be for buying gifts or presents for people, doing holiday shopping, getting groceries. If you don't have the ability to go grocery shopping, you could order groceries. Online shopping is a way to kind of be more accessible and save you some energy and spoons during the holidays. I am an online shopping girly, hardcore. Planning ahead and prepping as much as you can beforehand to try and take as much off of your plate as possible, because I know the less that I have to do day of events and stuff, the better. This could be planning your outfits. This could be wearing compression socks that day if you know you're going to be standing a lot or walking around, seeing what the weather's going to be so that you know how to dress. The more you can plan beforehand, the better. Save spoons and energy the day of so that you're not stressing about a whole bunch of things when you can take some of those things off your plate planning ahead and before that time comes. The more energy you have and can save the day of, the better. Try and adapt holiday activities and events to be more accessible and Spoonie friendly. I've gone to lots of events where they're really focused around doing volleyball and sports or this and that. I love when people give the option to just sit around a fire or hang out or play a game together. Just trying to figure out some things to do that are more accessible and Spoonie friendly. So utilizing a mobility aid can be super helpful to save energy going around that day. I utilize a walker. I also have a service dog who is medical alert, so he's really good at telling me before and tasking during medical episodes. Utilizing a mobility aid can help to save some energy going out that day. It can also depend on what holiday activities you are participating in and how you're feeling day of. If you don't know what ambulatory mobility aid users, it basically means that because of our disabilities, our energy and abilities can range and differ day to day. Some days will look completely different. Some days we're bedbound and some days we can go out without any mobility aids, and sometimes we never can. Kind of different every day, different for every person, and what we need to live the best life that we can. Plan a cooking assignment. I know a lot of families will assign someone want for dessert, or a specific recipe, or an appetizer like potatoes. A lot of families will do a cooking assignment, but I typically find this pretty helpful. Find it more accessible, allows us to prepare in advance. So if we're making this, we can make it the day before and have it prepped and ready day of. You could also see if you could get a little bit of a lower energy recipe or dish. Something that I have also been trying to do is to take moments to try and focus on what I'm grateful for. This year's been absolutely insane, so I just like to try and take moments, especially if I'm getting really overwhelmed or stressed, the way that I'll kind of try to ground myself a bit. Just an idea for counteracting stress, or take a walk. This is something that can honestly be a little bit more of a controversial idea, but taking safety precautions can be really helpful and make your holiday event more accessible. This could include masking, at-home COVID testing, checking temperatures, having easy access to hand sanitizer. It doesn't have to mean like everyone's in gloves and a mess. It could be simple things like everyone checking their temperature or taking a COVID test before you get here. Now, I will say that not every family is like this. Not every family is going to be willing. Everyone's going to have different opinions on masking and COVID and XYZ, but it is something to keep in mind. Even if they're the ones taking precautions and you're doing your thing, you know, it's going to be different for everyone. Not something to take personal if someone shows up to your event masked. Do what you want. Practicing safety precautions can make your holiday events a lot more accessible and help make your disabled friends, family feel a lot safer. Disposable everything can sometimes help to limit the cleanup that has to be done, save you time and energy instead of having to do a ton of dishes. That's just a lot of work, and especially if you're hosting already, that takes a lot of time and energy and planning. Allow for much easier cleanup. Another idea is to have a code word for whoever you are going to these events with. Basically like, hey, we need to leave. Have that little look or word or phrase, whatever that might be. Have a code for loved ones. I need to get out of here, because I know it's not always easy to be like, hey, I feel awful right now, so I gotta go home. I don't really want to, but I also really need to. It can be hard to leave family and stuff. Have a code word. It can really come in handy. I find that that's very awkward. I'm like, oh hey, I'm about to have a seizure. I'm just gonna go over here. I'll be back in 30 minutes, maybe 15 if I get lucky. Saying that to people's not as easy as you may think it is. Epilepsy girly things, like I'm gonna just go over here and have a seizure. I'll be right back. But yeah, code words can kind of alleviate those awkward conversations a little bit. Try to create flexibility with work schedules. With how the world is right now, I doubt that this is even accessible. If it's possible, but I know a lot of times it's so hard to get off on the holidays. If you can do it, that's great. Even though I know a lot of places do not do that. You could also check out your local services. A lot of places will do drives for the winter, food drives or supplies, different things like that. Next thing is kind of an idea in terms of how to save some money on Christmas gifts. So I am always really huge into sentimental gifts, do-it-yourself gifts, just putting a lot of energy and effort into what you're doing. Your girl loves to shop, but I'm also a sucker for gifts that are just thoughtful, you know? The holidays are not about gifts. It's not about giving. It's not about receiving. It's about spending time with people that you love. And that's that. That's all that matters. The people that you love, your friends, your family, the fur babies. You know, if they love you, they're gonna love whatever it is. If you are like me and you have a lot of issues with wrapping because of the dystonia and dislocations that I'll get in my fingers because of my Ehlers-Danlos, utilizing gift bags, tissue paper can kind of save your spoons and energy on wrapping. So that can be kind of an alternative if you don't feel like wrapping everything. It's just using gift bags and or tissue paper. Try and prevent some extra pain. Don't be afraid to switch things up, make new traditions, change things up a bit. With chronic illness, we never really know what the next day is gonna bring, let alone what the next few hours. Be prepared for things to possibly change or to have to make different decisions to do different things to ensure that you stay safe and healthy. But don't be afraid to change things up or make new traditions. New things doesn't always mean bad things. It's great to have traditions, but even if you switch it up a little bit and do the same tradition somewhere else, sometimes one tradition might have to evolve into another one. And don't get on yourself if you can't keep to everything that you did want to do. Definitely always try to reach out if you do have to cancel plans or not be able to show up. It's always great to reach out and just say, hey, I'm thinking of you. I had to do what was best for my body and I'd love to catch up or talk later. But just showing that you care. Don't punish yourself or your body if you aren't physically or mentally able to keep up with the pressure of the holiday season. It's okay to take some steps back and prioritize yourself. Never apologize for doing what you need to do for your body. Please always, always, always try to ask for help if you need it. I'm sure people would much rather have you ask for help to complete this task or do this and that than you trying to overdo it and then having to reap the consequences of that later. Try to ask for help if you need it. It can really oftentimes help you save some spoons. Anything to take it off your plate or get assistance with can be really helpful. Scheduling you time. This could be before, during, after, whenever it is helpful for you. Having you time to decompress, take a walk, or listen to music, whatever you need to do, because you're no good to anyone else if you're not feeling good, if you're not the best you that you could be. Try to have a flare-up plan for yourself, with your doctors, with your treatment team. For me, a lot of times high stress events, food revolving events can give me a higher likelihood for flaring up. Having my emergency medications in place, having my infusions ready, just having a game plan where if I'm feeling awful, this is my first plan of action, this is my second. Worst comes to worst, if I have to go to an ER, this is where I'm gonna go, this is what I'm gonna do. Obviously, I hope that you have a flare-up free holiday, but I know how the holidays are. Sending you all the love and spoons. Reaching out to your support systems. This could be friends, this could be family, this could be virtually, this could be in person. In general, I really love to reach out to support systems, catch up with people. Holidays is a great time to do that, and like I said, it doesn't always have to be in person. Even just doing it virtually is great too. You try and schedule activities or outings or family events on different days if possible. So the more that you can spread out activities, I know holidays are pretty set dates, but if you can try and schedule activities or different things, spread them out a little bit more. That will allow you to have time in between to rest and recover. Alright everybody, well that is it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Comment below what your favorite piece of advice was. If you have any additional tips, tricks, ideas for surviving the holidays with chronic illness and disabilities, please feel free to comment down below. I love chatting with you all and having conversations in the comment box. Don't forget to stop what you're doing and subscribe to join the family, and don't forget to turn on that bell so that you know whenever I upload. I am wishing you all the best holiday season possible and sending you all of the love and spoons that I have to get through the holidays, because I know that it takes a lot, but I hope that this video gave you some ideas or things to try and alleviate as much of the stress and pressure of the holidays as possible. So I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.